Blog Talk Radio.
Hello and welcome to Diva of Days of Our Lives and on Blogtalk Radio. Tonight we'll be discussing this past week of the show, but before we do, make sure you check out all our interviews and shows here on Blogtalk Radio. This is our 445th show, and you can find us on Twitter at Diva of Dool. We also have a Facebook page, Diva of Days of Our Lives. You can also find us on iTunes. And let's see, I'm at Mama Hooch on Twitter, and I'm Marianne. And I think we have Kazi Hooch with us. Hi, Anna.
Who Kazi Hooch? Did somebody call?
At Kazi Hooch. Yeah. Are you Kazi?
Rang?
Are you still at Kazi Hooch on Twitter?
I am. Well,
I see you
very
popped
rarely,
in there
but yes,
when the music was playing. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So,
find me
all
at
right.
Kazi Hooch sometimes, maybe.
Okay.
Present and accounted for.
All right. Okay. And unfortunately, I got a text from Carrie. She's not feeling well, so that's our Diva of Dool, so she won't be able to make it tonight. So hope she's feeling better.
Ready for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Jen just popped on.
Hello.
Hi, Jen.
Hi, how's it
Hello.
going?
Hello.
I'm at
Good.
RAXJDK at Twitter.
At Twitter, okay. And you can also, we have at Bob Hapka and at Amy Hapka on Twitter. I don't see them much on Twitter, but they are on Facebook too. Also at Theo Penglis, he's still there, tweeting, and at Lauren Coslow. And they also both have Instagram pages, as does at Kill Tripp USA is Ian Buchanan on Twitter, and he's also on Facebook. I think they all, Facebook and Instagram, they all have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So go check them all out. So has everybody watched the show or part of the show or heard about the show?
I got through most of it.
Most of it, okay. So we had,
Not me.
I had Kara, I asked.
I'm still trying to catch up from the prior weeks. So I'm curious what you guys have to say about it.
What's
I
that?
will
About
time
the
as necessary.
Yeah.
I do know I don't like Jen, but other than that, no.
Well, yeah, we could talk about that a little bit. Yeah, just not a fan, and I'm trying. I'm trying to get used to it, but there's just nothing there between Jack and Jen like there used to be.
No.
So,
well, and that would be an
almost
impossible task to move into that role.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't fault the actress.
Exactly.
But it was miscast, and I feel bad for
the
her
casting
because
could have been better.
I know she's very established and she's been around a long time and been in soaps. So, I don't mean to diminish her, at all. You root for anybody in that situation, but it's just so far it's not working. And I think, come on, we've had the same actress playing that. Well, I think they've had different ones at a few times, but that Missy's the only Jennifer Horton I've ever known. And so
she was the only one,
hard
I think. No, there was another one, I guess.
Maybe somebody else played her for a little bit or something, but
they did.
I don't know.
And it was a little bit of a better recast, I think, back then.
Yeah,
I guess. I don't know.
I almost feel like they may have been in a hurry and just. Not faulting the actress. It's not her fault, but it just is not working. The parts I've seen so far.
But she's not even. How can I say it? She's not even playing it like Jennifer.
Yeah. Exactly.
She's,
not even the behaviors
so
or
the essence isn't there. The behavior,
she's
the
been
funkiness,
cold from day one.
Cold.
What did you say?
Just
cold. Yes. And that would be, I feel for her. I feel for anybody. If one of my favorites, had to go into a role like that in another show or something, I would be, so stressed out for them because that has got to be a really hard thing to do. But, and especially
has anybody seen her as an actress? Yeah. Well, has she on anything? Because it seems like she's just going through the motions. Right?
She was on
All My Children for years, but I may have seen her back then, but I don't think I was really a fan back then either. But I mean,
she is a good actress. And she's been around, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm ignorant when it comes to that because I haven't seen her in anything. So I don't know.
Yeah, I just yeah.
And I hate to say it, but she looks too old for the part of Jennifer. Not that I'm getting on age because I'm old too.
Well, because Jennifer,
let's face it,
Missy Reed
looks younger.
Looks ageless. I mean, my gosh,
ages.
Missy
That's
Reed
true.
still
She does
looks
look younger than her age.
I mean, other than updated style, most of the time.
Yeah, true.
She looks like she did. She looks the same, almost the same as we remember her from the 80s. So, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of hard to do for anybody to move into that, but. Let's just say I really miss her. Sometimes I probably took her character for granted. And Jen, I know you weren't a big Jack and Jen fan, but I really loved the cousin relationship. Even though I wasn't really that big of a Hope fan of late, I really loved that cousin, the roots there and the history with that. And so it's just weird to me to not have Hope on there and then have this other stranger playing, Missy. I remember playing for Jennifer.
Yeah. So I did ask Carrie since she couldn't make it. I know she had mentioned about wanting to complain about the Jack storyline. Yeah. So I said, "Is there anything you want me to say?" And she just said that she hates it. It sucks, and it's making Jack look like an asshole. Which, yeah, it is.
Is it having to do with the Kate thing, or is this having to do with Kate, or is this something else?
The Jack, the Jack storyline. Yeah, his cheating, or the cheating on the.
See, and I haven't seen any of that yet. I've only heard about it.
So, yeah, I can tell you what. Well, we had Jack talking to Jennifer and explaining everything and telling him what happened, and then we have Kate talking to Jake and telling her. Telling him how it all came about. And they go back and forth between both accounts, of it. And basically Jack and Kate are saying the same thing, but basically is he, it was day after day, turned into months, and it was just, he was starting to give up hope. Yeah. He was starting to give up hope that she would ever come out of it. So every night he would go to the pub, and that was when Kate was still working. Remember, she was working as a waitress because you're figuring it's the whole year. It was that, this is what happened supposedly while this was months and months right before she came out of the coma, And he would go there every night and he would be drinking. Kate would just talk to him. And then it would get just night after night, and she would sit and she would just listen to him. That he was, lonely and he's scared and didn't think, that Jennifer was ever going to recover. Okay, and it's basically what Kate was telling. That's how Jack was explaining it to Jennifer. Basically, how Kate was explaining it to Jake, and of course, the one thing that always comes out, he said. So Jennifer said. So he said, "It just happened. It just happened. It didn't mean anything. It was, it had ended up." She says, "Well, how did you get up in his bedroom or something?" I guess he was too drunk to go home. So Kate took him up because she was living above the pub.
To her room,
to her room, and of course they both sat on the bed, and he's like, wah, 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 and he kind of starts. He breaks down, puts his head on her shoulder. She looks at him. He looks at her. Boom. It just happened. I just love that excuse. I'm sorry. But at some point, it's wrong.
It's almost
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm old, fuddy-duddy.
I tripped.
You could stop it.
It just happened.
One of the other ones could have stopped it. But anyway, I guess maybe that's how she thinks that Jack's an asshole.
It looked like his wife was never going to be out of the coma. So, I can kind of understand being so lost and so brokenhearted. And
And,
you know,
and they're
she
making
lost
it
Andre.
that you could think that, yes.
She lost Andre,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, you know, I don't know. I always defend Kate, but
yeah. But Kate does all right for herself. Whether even though Andre's not there, but
Kate has chemistry.
So then
To me, Kate has chemistry with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So of course, so she goes and she's telling Jake this whole thing, and he's kind of like,
and Jennifer, Jennifer already
sympathizing.
hates Kate from what she did to her dad.
Oh yeah, well we haven't had that confrontation yet. I think that's coming up this week.
Okay. Oh boy.
Where those
but
two
see, it's not
have a
going to
confrontation.
mean anything because it's not the real Jennifer. I don't think. I think it's so much better if it was the real Jennifer. I would have cared more.
Yeah, of course she slapped him. Right? Did she slap him, right, Jen? I think she slapped him, Jennifer. Yeah. And then Kate is telling Jake the same thing, and all of a sudden, Jake, I don't know, something must. It just
Jake's
guess
like,
what? It just happened again with Kate. Boom. Jake and Kate
I can't say
go at it.
I don't think I can blame
Jake's
Kate, to be honest.
No. So anyway, we did have a Jake and Kate get together there, and he was all for that, but she says that's it. It can't happen again. Of course, that's what that's why Jack wrote her the letter. Yeah, saying that it could not happen again. We're not going to speak of it. And so Jake asked her, well, why the hell did you keep the letter? Well, she didn't know, because I think it meant something. The way she said it, it meant something to her.
Yeah.
That little encounter with Jack meant something to her. And she says, and I had it in my box, in my closet, thinking, who in the heck's ever going to find, how would it ever get found out, But this is a little bit more Jake.
Snooping around?
Well, here's how they found it. I don't know if probably didn't talk about that, but Abigail couldn't find her shoes because Gwen hid them from her.
Oh.
So she said, oh, wait a minute. Kate has a lot of shoes in her closet upstairs. Let's go look for them. And she puts the shoe box, and she knocks over the box of letters, and it was just right on top. So she's putting them away. Abigail's putting them away, and happens to see that this is a letter from Jack addressed to Kate.
She obviously knew. How did Gwen know?
Kind of. I don't know, Jen. We don't know that yet, right?
Gwen was snooping
She was
before.
Gwen obviously was probably snooping. We don't know that yet, but that's probably going to come up, where she probably somehow she found out about this affair, and this was a way to hurt, of course, to hurt Abigail.
Sure.
But I think this week we're supposed to find okay, why does she want to hurt Abigail?
Yeah.
Right. And she goes supposedly goes to see Dr. Rolfe again, and she has a phase 2 of her plan. So I guess we might find out more of why. And of course, the whole thing comes down everyone saying it's Jack's her father. So we don't know who the mother is. Could it? I don't know. Could it be Kate from years ago? Was there? It sounds like not. It sounds like they never were together years ago. So I don't know, but that still could be another secret to come out that they're not telling yet. I don't know. Could be Eve. I heard that. It could be Eve. She could be Eve's daughter. I guess. That's possible, right?
They were married.
I don't know. Yeah. These magical babies appear all the time.
Oh boy, that makes my head hurt.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, Jake's kind of on to Gwen. He knows something's going on because he's kind of putting 2 and 2 together, and he confronts Gwen about it.
Yeah, plus he knows that he probably figures out, okay, that letter, that Gwen, obviously, he's probably going to figure out that she's the one that instigated all that.
So it was funny. She's laughing at him. She goes, oh, you think it was me? Then she went in and she basically said exactly what she says. So you think I did all this. I came over, I found out there was an affair, and I tricked Abigail into finding the letter and had her read it and she went through the whole thing, and he says, that about sums up exactly what you did. But she was saying it like sarcastically. Yeah, she was saying it like sarcastic, like, you mean to tell me this is all what you think that I did? Yeah, that's exactly, yeah. They do. They are good together, Gwen and
I love them together. I mean, he does not deserve her after the way he treated her, but they are so good together.
Right. Yeah. I have to admit, I do like the actress that plays Gwen, and I kind of like her conniving character. I mean, she is manipulating Gwen. I mean, Abigail is so clueless. But then Abigail is like, this Abigail.
He never learned.
I don't know. There's a difference between when Kate Manzi plays Abigail and when Marcy plays Abigail. Marcy plays her more like a clueless, naive girl, where Kate is more street savvy and more, you're not going to pull that over on me.
Right.
There's just a difference. Yeah. There's a difference, like even in the chemistry with Chad.
You're right.
There's a difference.
Right.
And it's like they bring in the one to play according to what the storyline's going to be. I don't know.
Interesting.
They use both of them. That's how I cause and I think I remember Carrie saying another point I think she didn't like is Abigail should have never done it in public.
Public, like
private.
that,
Well, of course, Gwen got her drunk, too.
Oh.
It hurt her mother. Oh, and there was a good confrontation scene between Jack and Abigail then. After he, her. Did you like that? Did you like that, Jen?
It's like kind of like classic Jack that it's never his fault.
Yeah, and more or less he said, why did you do it in public? Because all you did was hurt your mother. You hurt your mother just or more than you hurt me, And I think Abigail's feeling guilty, and she knows that she was drinking too much and she mixed it with her meds, but Gwen was encouraging her to drink. But yet she doesn't see that. They're all praising. Even Chad, although Chad, I don't know. I know Jake's on to her, but I don't know if Chad is. I don't know if Chad suspects anything. No, he kind of likes Gwen, too.
You don't want to give him too much credit.
Gwen, Chad's the dumb DeMira. He's really the dumb. He's the dumbest of all the DeMiras.
Oh, yeah.
Jake's even smarter than him. Jake's even smarter than him. I'm telling you. They need Tony or Andre back. Right? Just like, come on and rescue this family soon, please. What's that? Yeah.
They need both of them back.
Yeah. Both of them back, yeah.
Theo.
Yeah.
Yep. It was nice to see him in those flashbacks, if you go. Or those fake flashbacks, I should say.
The fake flashbacks that were supposed to actually
with his new haircut.
Aired with his new haircut.
Oh, really?
His short haircut, yeah.
Oh,
those
were
a new
supposed
haircut
to be
at
aired,
the time.
But they never were?
Yep.
They never were. They were cut. Yeah. Those were powerful scenes because they were like at the time right when Stefano died. No.
Oh, wow.
Those were no. Yeah, those were filmed and supposed to be shown like months ago. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Those ones there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he had a haircut.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I had a short haircut.
I hate that. I hate that when they cut stuff that's good. Anyway, oh well, at least they finally used it.
Yeah, there was. I think they did that with Will and Sonny too.
So then he didn't actually currently tape that. That wasn't a current. Those weren't current scenes that he taped.
That wasn't a current taping. Gotcha. No, not that one. No. Nope. No. Hopefully soon.
Do we have some sightings coming up soon with Theo on the show, do you think? Or...
I don't know. He's out there tweeting. He's teasing a lot.
Does he hint? He's such a tease. I think I must have seen something about that.
And I tell him, oh, the tease. Yes. Yeah, he's out there teasing, so. And somebody just asked him, well, I hope you come back, or we miss you, you need to come back. And he uses his famous word, soon. How he answered the lady when she said it soon on there.
Hoochie soon.
Is it Hoochie or Theo soon? Oh, does that mean Theo soon, or does that mean Hoochie soon? So yes, he likes to hint and tease. So.
Oh yes.
I know. So. All right. So that mainly was the whole thing. Can you remember anything else, Jen, about the Jack storyline and the Jack and the Jennifer and that we didn't?
Okay. JJ.
Oh, yeah.
JJ.
Is he back
JJ
now?
and Jennifer?
Actually, JJ and I think it was Gabby. Or not Gabby, Greta. Or what is her name? Gwen, yeah.
Gwen.
Oh,
yeah.
Gwen.
Oh.
Yeah, they talked a little bit, yeah. He kind of likes her, but she kind of likes...
Oh,
yeah. So is Casey Moss back for a while now?
I think so.
Yeah, for a little bit.
I don't know. A little bit. Mm-hmm. Now, Theo's been off, and he's already gone. He's off back to South Africa. He was gone for a little bit. But, yeah. Then he had some scenes with Jennifer, you know, kind of blaming himself, or he should have been, I don't know. JJ blames himself.
They say, Mom, you've aged so much since you got out of your coma.
Yeah, Mom,
life
you
must
sure
be hard. No, I'm just kidding. That was mean. I'm sorry.
And it's kind of hard to see. I'm sorry, but my best family is when it's Kate Manzi's Abby, and Melissa Reeves, Jennifer, and with Kate. That's like the
Yeah, I agree.
That's kind of like the family.
I still don't.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against Mercy Miller or anything. I mean, she's a fine actress,
No.
but I just. And she did the DID. What is it? DID?
That storyline she was good in. Yeah.
She was really good in that.
I thought she was good in that.
But yeah, you're right. I don't think of her as. I still feel like Kate Manzi is Abigail. I don't know.
Yeah, I do too.
You know,
sometimes like
you just
preference.
Sometimes you just get used to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like you have a favorite like actress for the role. I get it.
Yeah. Because I mean, some people didn't like Kate Manzi. I mean, I remember people that didn't like her at the time, you know, playing Abigail. But I really liked her. I thought she was really good. I mean, again, Marcy's good too. Just to me, not. I think you're right about how they play it. That she's more naive, deer caught in the headlights, kind of like, and Kate Manzi plays her like a lot, like she's on to people more and stuff. And it could be the writing too, depending on, like you said, they bring which one on when they have which storyline. I don't know.
Storyline to do, yeah.
Yeah.
So, kind of like they're sharing their role lately, and they work around their schedules too, like when they're doing other things or something. So it seems like they.
Well, it's kind of nice. So it isn't it?
And Melissa Reeves might be back too. You know, when things get better with everything.
I hope.
I think
so.
that's the only reason she left. You know, I think.
Was what? Was what?
COVID.
Grandbaby?
Because her.
COVID.
Yeah, because of the babies and the and COVID. Yeah, I think she'd still be there if it wasn't for that. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So,
okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah, because
unless
this
there's
would have
other
been
reasons,
great
I don't know.
material for her. You know, this would have been great material.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but I think
that would have been great to see how she would have done it.
Grandbabies in Tennessee that were due at the same time, around the same time.
Yeah, I think they're like
roughly
2 months apart.
And I would imagine too, if you're traveling and you're going to have to work at the studio and be exposed to stuff, and then on the plane back and forth, then you're not going to be able to hold your grandbaby and stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe she just made that choice that was more important to her, which is great. I'm happy for her if that's the case, but it's just not the same without her.
I think her slap would have been better.
You think what? What?
Her slap would have been better.
Her what would have been better?
Her slap of Jack. When she hit
her Jack?
Okay.
I thought it would have been better.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Missy Reed would have hauled off and belted him.
There would have definitely been a lot more emotional payoff for the audience.
Yes, a lot more emotion and
Reeves.
Yes. Angst.
Yeah, well, I mean, it would have been a lot more angsty and a lot more meaningful as far as that compared to having a new actress playing the role that we don't even. It's almost kind of like, remember when they switched wills right as they were getting married? And that was just so weird. I mean, Guy Wilson was really sweet and all, but all of a sudden, leading up, Chandler and Freddie have this relationship and everything, and then as soon as they do the wedding, it's a different guy, literally named Guy, and it was just so weird because I thought Will and Sonny, they had a certain chemistry or whatever. I mean, whatever. But I just, I liked them together at the time. And so it was just like so different. It was just like, this is a completely different guy, a person, you know. And even if he became Will as time went on, he was never really Will. I mean, he did a good job, but it was just and I think we thought at the time we were never going to get Chandler back, but I don't know. It's just, I know it's got to be hard. It's got to be hard. Anytime they have to fill in for somebody else or take over the role, and sometimes it works better than others. But I mean, I look at Lauren. Lauren was the second Kate, and Kate, she made it her own. I mean, but that was 20-something years ago, you know. So
it's like when Christy Clark came back as Carrie.
Yeah.
Because there was a different actress playing Carrie in between Christy Clark.
Oh, really? Okay.
And like, I'm sorry,
but I don't really remember
the woman's a good actress, Tracy Mindendorf, but she played Carrie very cold, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Carrie was almost nasty. It was like, and when Christy
had that warmth
back, it was like, you know, like home, you know?
But you know, this two Abigails thing, I mean, it is kind of interesting, like a job. You would never think of like a job share. You hear of people in the office, you know, having a job share.
Kind of like
they
share a
people
role.
raising their kids together, or sharing the space or whatever. You know, but like to have two actresses, literally like every other storyline, every other rotation is one. So, oh well, they got to do what they got to do.
It seems to work with them.
And it works for them, and it's a great arrangement for them. I mean, great, you know. But anyway, oh well. Oh. Poor Kate, once again, her heart is left on the floor, sought to be stomped all over again.
The welcome wagon.
Poor Kate. Hey now.
Yeah.
Let's not go back to the Sony board nastiness.
And she
Sony board
got
nastiness.
another
I will
Demira.
not allow it. Good for her.
Another Demira
I say
brother.
go, girl.
Yes.
I'm not a woman.
I'm still saying
honestly,
she was with Tony too. I'm still saying she had Tony too.
Oh yeah.
We're
In the limo.
We're just adding Tony. We don't know for sure, but they made it seem like they were.
That was Andre.
And, well, we know she had Andre. Yeah, I think she had Tony. But maybe it was Tony as Andre. I don't know. But we'll say she had Tony. What the heck?
Yeah.
She still might. I don't know. Who knows?
Funny.
Yeah.
That's true.
So,
but don't be hating on my Kate. But no, I remember the Sony boards. Kate the welcome wagon. Shut up. You know.
I'm sure Lauren hears that all the time. And I'm sure she
Hey, you know, the good news is she's hot with every single one of them, so it really doesn't matter. She creates chemistry. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen
they get her with the
like
young
that,
ones.
She can have chemistry with, you know, like she has grandma chemistry with the little kids. She has, you know, friend chemistry with, you know, some of the guys on the show. She just has this chemistry with everyone on one level or another. Just she's amazing. So, of course, I just am in awe of her. So her acting ability. So I mean, like, look at Roman and Kate and stuff. I mean, you know, it just, they just do, she just does a great job with that. But anyway, so I'm looking forward to seeing those scenes with Jake and Kate. But look at Rafe. You have to admit, she even made Rafe interesting there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That's an achievement. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's right. I know. That's why I said it.
Speaking of Rafe, he's on his way back unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he'll be coming back on. And now I'm wondering if they're going to put him with Nicole. I'm thinking they might be doing that. I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
They had, when they did all the new cast
pictures,
have that
chemistry.
They had them two together in the new cast pictures.
They were never together, but remember they did. They were friends, weren't they? Yeah.
Friends.
Yeah. They were friends, and they kind of had a respect for one another, if you will. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he always treated her well, even though she didn't always deserve it. He treated her with respect and, like, was kind to her and, like, I think kind of admired her. Oh geez, I'm so irritated though the way they didn't give Greg Vaughn.
I know.
That still pisses me off. That's still talk about father. What a waste. Dang.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that man is so amazing. I mean, he. Don't get me started. I should never even started.
Oh, I know. I have to say, I got my 80-year-old aunt back in the watching days, and now she can't. She's hooked again. She was away from it. She's so upset. Is it? When's Eric coming back? When's Eric? Why isn't she really loved Eric? Oh, he's so handsome.
Who doesn't? I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
Age is not a matter.
So she liked him.
I mean, he appeals to anybody of any age, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. Him and Lucas.
Yeah. What did you say? Even what?
Him and Lucas.
Yes.
Lucas.
I agree. So yeah, but
okay.
So any advancement on the Tripp, the whole Tripp thing this week?
Tripp. The Tripp thing. Yeah, we can talk about that. Well, Tripp. Trask came to Allie and told her that she really can't do anything, like press charges, because it didn't happen here. But she could send the papers. Yeah, she could send everything over to London, and if they wanted to, they could have him brought back, to face charges if they felt it was warranted. So Tripp found out about it, and the last I think we saw, he came over and is trying to talk Allie out of it, and he's going. And Allie keeps having her doubts. She keeps thinking back on things that Tripp said.
She can't really remember.
I really don't remember. She doesn't really remember.
And and I really do believe Tripp, because I mean he was at Sierra.
I do too.
Like not really grave, and he was talking about. He brought up the whole thing because I'm watching from a couple weeks ago. I just watched one from like the November 2nd, and he's telling Sierra, I remember how crushed I was when you told me about what Chase did to you, and I could never, seeing how that impacted you and all. Could never do that to some, so I really do believe that he didn't do that to her. I believe.
And
he
insisted
didn't act
again
like
that
he was lying at all.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
And Lucas Adams is doing a real good job, because there were scenes with him and Stephen Nichols, and they're both breaking down, and he's like, Steve's the only one that believes him. Like even Kayla doesn't believe him, and nobody believes him but Steve, and he's sticking by him, and he's just thanking him, for believing in him, and so there were some really good scenes between those two. So
how's Eva gonna get in this mix? Is she gonna? Does anybody know?
Well, she's back. She came back.
I know. I don't know why.
She's the one on the phone with Philip. She's on the. She wants him to launder money through Titan. So he's working with her through the mob. I think he owes the mob money.
Oh,
we don't know that yet. We haven't. They didn't explain that yet.
Father back.
He just came back.
Because I remember he was really hot with Kate.
Yeah, and they can bring Joey back because he's not dead. She's not dead.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's right.
But they haven't. Yeah.
Oh,
but see, they haven't explained that.
So I hope. But you know what? They don't really need to bring Joey back. Let's just, if it's going to be the same actor.
There's no mention of that, but I mean, it leaves the door open if they want to.
I mean, when
so anyway, that's who Philip's been talking to.
Why is my kid in prison? They're like, they'll be sitting at the dinner table all of a sudden, like, well, wait a minute. Why is my kid still in prison then? If you're alive, I mean, like, what's going on here?
Oh yeah, eventually.
Okay, so Tamara Braun. I mean, okay.
She's back. Yeah. So and then because Sarah overheard Philip talking on the phone like he's up to something, and Xander tried to convince Victor because he found this money missing. But so Victor called Philip. Philip covered his tracks, saying, "Oh, it was from this deal with this guy. Didn't I tell you about it?" And so Victor's believing him. And then Sarah overhears him talking on the phone, and she goes to Xander, "You're right. He's up to something." So him and Sarah are kind of trying to. They're kind of working as a team.
The mole, because she's friendly with Philip, and Philip
Philip,
like,
yeah.
Kind of
so they were going to try to find out.
Xander.
And
yeah, okay.
And then so when they were talking like that, she wasn't using her stupid baby voice and her.
Good.
She was like, because they have changed Sarah from the time Sarah first came on.
Yeah.
They just have her talking like this with Xander and this babyness stuff, and I hate it. And it's like, ugh.
And it's
but
when they're
then
being
she was
romantic
just talking
and
normal,
like,
and it was nice to see that between them again,
Yes.
the normal way that it should be.
Right.
So I don't know. I said, yeah, why? I don't know if it's the actress doing that or if she's told to do it that way. It might just be her.
I think that's
I
true.
don't know. But anyway, so that's what's going on with them two. So and then and Abe is telling Philip that to take, we need to take care of Xander, because he's trying to stop them. So Philip is kind of dreamy as this poker in his hand, like he smacked him over the head with it.
The poker. Oh,
and
dear.
Xander turned around.
Poker.
What are you doing with that in your hand? He's like looking at him, but Philip was visualizing what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And Xander probably doesn't.
Get rid of that poker.
And Xander doesn't really know the history of the Casa Kyriakis poker. Poker.
No,
that's kind of like the Willow Stark Memorial Rock. I mean, you just don't want to go near anything that looks like that.
Or the pier of death.
Yes, right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
Then we had Xander giving Charlie love dating advice with Claire. Telling him to go for it.
Do we still think
so
he's probably a creep underneath? Because he seems so nice.
We're thinking
he really seems so
Tripp's
nice.
brother. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we're thinking.
So
that
Abe,
that's
so
Abe.
How are they
Abe had twins. Ava didn't know she had. Well, of course she didn't know she had a baby, right? Isn't that how Tripp came about? She really didn't know. It was kind of taken from her by her father.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, or something. One of these.
Right.
So of course there could be a twin that comes back.
Yeah.
Just happens to come back to Salem.
Okay, but the thing
so,
of it is, if they were going to have that close a DNA to where they would think it's that Tripp's the daddy and it's really Charlie, then you would think they'd have to be identical twins, right? Or is it one of those things like the markers, like with Lucas? They're 15 of the 30 markers match. So
because she says, well, the only other one that would be Steve, and we know it wasn't Steve. That's what Kayla had made that remark.
Okay.
There's nobody else other than Steve, other than your father.
Okay.
And
if Tripp
it could
doesn't
be.
even know, but then you got to figure out why was Charlie with her? I mean, like that's a stretch. I mean, that's
he just happened to be with Allie. And did he come in after Tripp had left?
Yeah,
because
apparently.
Tripp keeps saying, I left you, and if it was somebody, it must have been some other guy. But she keeps saying, I never had sex with anybody else during that time. Well, she doesn't remember, and Tripp was the last one she saw, so I guess they can make it work.
Well, see, here's my thing is, though, I still think, like, since she went from being, like, normal to being completely, like, drunk, I really think somebody drugged her at the bar. And
at the bar, and then followed her.
Happened there, I mean, either followed her,
followed them and watched when Tripp left, and then went up.
Yeah, that's true.
You think Tripp would have locked the door behind them, though,
True.
Well,
I don't know how they're. Well, they can make you believe anything, I guess. I don't know. So there's that coming up. So and then I think it ended Friday with Ava knocking at Steve's door. Whether she's going to let him see her or she's going to think better of it and go away. I don't know. So,
I just hope they don't stretch this out to the kids going to college. Henry needs to. We need to know the end of this. This needs to be resolved at least before he gets to preschool.
You would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lucas Adams is doing great. I'm glad they brought him back. He's cute.
Yeah, he's good. He's good in that role, and that just trying to get people to believe him, and just being so frustrated and upset that he can't get people to believe what he does.
But then she's not. She doubts herself because she was passed out, drunk and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's like, dang, you know, but what are the odds, you know? The brother he has no idea he has happens to be at the same bar.
No one knows of this
maybe,
person.
So maybe what it was, okay, so here's what if I were writing, if I come up with all this and I were writing it, I would be like, so he found out he had this brother and he was trailing him around, you know, tailing him, I guess I should say, around town, and, you know, followed him to London or whatever, and was maybe going to approach him or something, and then was at the same bar or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Or maybe Charlie doesn't even know that he has a brother either. I don't know.
Yeah, but one of
we don't know if he knows.
I mean, that would be like more than buying all the things that Stefano ever did, like straining credulity at that point beyond where they have to somehow have some reality that he doesn't realize or whatever, or that, you know, I don't know, or maybe when Tripp hasn't met Charlie yet, has he? Maybe it turns out that Charlie's was one of his roommates or whatever. Weren't they on a trip together over there? I mean, it could have even been.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't think Charlie has met Allie either. I don't think they've run into each other either. So that would be interesting.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, he's met Claire, and you know, he went over to see Claire after Xander told him to go for it, but then when he walked in on Claire and Theo kissing, he left. Okay, wait. Here's what I'm wondering though now. Now that you guys have told me that Ava is in cahoots with Philip, is it coincidence that Charlie, her son, just happens to be an intern with Philip and Xander? I had thought of that. That had crossed my mind
or
too.
Has she planted
How did he end
up
at Titan?
I mean,
that
they
she planted.
do
Is
have
he in on it?
ancestry DNA in Salem. I mean, maybe they made a match and they figured this all out.
That could be, and then he knows what's going on.
She's trying to position her son, and he's acting like the innocent little, and he may be trying to woo Claire because she's of her ties to Kyriakis, because that's why he was like, do you have the password to get into the room? And all. He's trying to feel her out to figure out, like, how much does she know about Kyriakis?
Right. Yeah, we're seeing the innocent Charlie, but we're going to probably see the bad Charlie at some point. Yes. With Claire, I'm thinking. So he might attack Claire.
I mean, it may have been obvious to you guys, but since I didn't see that episode, I was like, wait a minute here. If that's Ava's son and she's in cahoots with Philip, it's not a coincidence that he's the intern there. There's a reason for that. He's just acting, And what do you think he's going to rape Claire, and then they're going to do DNA or something, figure out then? Or
I don't know. I don't know. I kind of think. I don't know. He's liking Claire, you know. So now they're kind of, you know, back to together. And then she's with. And Jan Spears was there, and she poured her heart out to, you know. And then her and Charlie kind of got back together. So, and then Belle convinced Philip to plead guilty, so it wouldn't go to trial. So Jan's pissed off about that. You know, and then that frees Belle up then so Shawn won't be upset with her. And she didn't think that Philip would have a chance anyway. It would just be better to plead guilty to a lesser charge or whatever, that he grabbed her or something like that. And get some kind of probation. So then we have Belle proposing to Shawn. They're going to get married, so she proposes to Shawn.
See, I missed the part where they weren't married.
I always thought they were married, honestly.
I never realized
they
got divorced at some point. I don't understand that, but anyway, whatever.
But I guess they did. Yeah, so I guess that wedding's going to come up. Now, whether that wedding goes off or what happens at that wedding, I don't know. Jan's probably going to have something to do with that, I'm sure.
Oh, geez.
I'm sure Jan will do something to sabotage that. No. And then we had Lani and Abe.
Coming back from the dead? Oh yeah.
Who?
Lani
Sierra? We don't know.
Okay.
Lani and Eli and Abe. Yeah. Lani overheard Eli and Abe talking about a secret that they can't tell Lani. So she comes out from the bathroom and hears this, and they cover themselves by saying it was a shower, a baby shower. They were planning a baby shower. She said, "You two were planning a baby shower?" Well, we were going to have Julie help, so now they have to plan this baby shower. So she walks out, and I don't think she believed them. So she leaves, and they're talking again, and they say about this secret, and Brady can't, Brady can't tell my secret. And she's standing back there with a phone, and she records what they said.
Kristen.
She came back in. Yeah, she came back in. Right. So she goes over to confront Brady about it. She wants to know, what does Eli mean? What secret are you keeping from me? Or does he want you to keep from me? So I don't know if he's going to tell her. I do hear that he does. Yeah, but that was a while. Yeah, but he covered himself there. This way, she kind of caught him for sure that there's some kind of secret that Brady knows about it. So that's why she went to see Brady. Yeah. So there's going to be trouble in paradise. I guess. those two have to. Yeah, once the baby. Yeah. So, and then Brady will probably be in trouble with Kristen because he promised Kristen not to tell Lani. So. I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know. Is Stacy coming back? Is Kristen coming back? Because now she's kind of gone because she's supposed to be in prison. So I don't know if that's just temporary or she'll be back. I don't know.
I hope so.
And you said about Sierra. I don't know. I think Sierra's supposed to be back, or I don't know. It might be a new actress, or right now everyone thinks she is dead. I guess.
It just clicked, too, when you guys were saying maybe Rafe and Nicole. I bet that is the case. I bet you that because Allie thinks so highly of Rafe and all, I bet you she encourages those two.
Could be.
Like when he comes back to town, Nicole's. But there again, Eric and Nicole are still married. I mean, it's not like. I don't think Allie would be like, cheat on my uncle because he's in Africa doing good, So I don't know. But, I mean, that would be a dynamic that would be a little different.
Happen.
He was, that's right. He's going to come in,
it just
visiting Allie. He just wants to come and see Henry, trips over the couch, and accidentally lands on Nicole. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Nobody in Salem has an ounce of self-restraint. What can we say?
No, not one of them. But with all those hunky guys, I don't know. It would be hard.
I don't have a lot of restraint either. Yeah.
No.
I'm with Kate on that one. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think we. Is that about all what happened this week, Jen? Can you think of anything else?
I think that's about it, yeah.
Or to add to any of the other stuff that was going on? I don't know. Yeah, but there wasn't anything with Sierra or Ben. Spoilers. I don't know. I know Chloe's supposed to come back. And like I said, Camilla and Galen.
Yay!
Coming back.
I do miss Camilla. I do miss having Gabby on there. I like Gabby.
And like Gwen's supposed to tell more of her plan to Dr. Rolfe, so maybe we'll find out more there. And I don't know. Maybe more with Ava. I don't know. And then they're having I don't know if anybody on the 21st of it's a Saturday, November 21st. They're doing a virtual Day of Days thing.
Oh yeah.
I think talking to you can get on. Yeah. So they're doing that. I heard that was announced. And they did have their 55th anniversary, November the 8th, was 55 years. I'm sure they would have had, if it wasn't for COVID, I'm sure they would have had a big celebration.
Yeah.
Another big thing for the 55th. But I know.
That's a bummer.
So, yeah. So they're doing something, I guess, to acknowledge it like that online. So.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I don't know, anybody else hear any rumors or?
No, I haven't.
Nothing with they or? Oh, all right. I think that's all I got. I think we covered everything. So,
all right.
Well,
I hope the diva gets to feeling better.
On.
Yep.
And send well wishes to her.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good.
Everybody stay safe.
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay safe and
Good
well.
night.
Okay. Take care, everybody. Okay.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
A Kia SUV is capable of taking you far. But when you use it locally to help your community, you go even further. Whether that's carrying cargo, bringing your team with you, ready, or navigating new terrain. Power up your capability with the right Kia SUV. Do more with the Kia Sportage, Kia Telluride, Kia Sorrento, or Kia Seltos. Kia. Movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.